What does it mean to be America's most reliable network? Right now, it means helping those who serve stay connected to their families. They're on the front lines every day, giving the most they can. So Verizon wants to give them something back. Introducing our best pricing ever, $30 per line for all nurses, teachers, first responders, military, and their families. Not for a few months, but for as long as they need. Because the people we rely on deserve a network they can rely on.
Hi, good afternoon. Good Monday to folks. It is Monday, April 27th, noon here on the East Coast, and good evening to those folks around the world, and good morning to some people as well. I appreciate you joining Up to Speed Live today. Ahead, we've got Hans and Christy giving us the latest of everything that's happened over the weekend, as well as answering a lot of your questions. You know, Friday, we dedicated a lot of time in our quarterly results to answering some of your questions, and we're going to continue having Hans and Christy answer some of those today. As well as share some thank yous from some of our customers, which I think is so important we keep in mind the work we're doing and why we are doing it. So you've noticed I've moved spaces here today, moving around the house as I can. Remember, for those of us who are working from home, get up, move around the house every once in a while and see where you can find some places to work. So I want to start with some updates. Hans, good morning, or good afternoon rather. How are you?
Good morning. And as you can see, Jeremy, I'm in the same place as before because I'm contained in my part of the house and because I speak so loud and I start so early. But thank you, Jeremy, and hi, all V-teamers. I hope you had a good weekend. For the ones that could take some rest and get some energy, I had it. And as some of you might know, I had my son's 18 years virtual celebration. And you learn new things about having those type of important days, and you do it virtually. I think it turned out well. Hopefully my son thinks it turned out well. We are still on our path here with the crisis management in the main focus, and of course having the main priority of ourselves, our employees, to say health and safety in all of this. And we had this morning our normal session with the VLC going over where we are, and Christy is updating us and she will give an update. I encourage you continue to send in questions, report what's happening with you, because it is in our interest to really know how we're developing all of this and what's happening to you. On the other hand, the networks continue to work really good. And I think that on Friday, when we had our earnings calls, I talked a lot about how network has been holding up. But I talked also to all our investors about the innovation that our engineers, our store employees are doing these days to continue to deliver this crucial infrastructure. So a big shout out for what I've done and what we have done when it comes to delivering. A couple of things that has also happened since I was last on this. We have had this NFL draft, and I have to make big shout outs to the whole technology team that made it possible, but also the Yahoo and their platform. There were millions of people on the platform, on the draft constantly, and all the communication. And it's just a new way of how we are innovating products. I can also make another shout out for Yahoo. Tomorrow they're going to virtually broadcast the annual meeting of Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett. And it's going to be exclusive of Yahoo, which is a fantastic work of our team to actually make that virtual, because that's the biggest annual meeting or shareholder meetings in the world, I would say, that's most attended, and we're going to have Yahoo on the forefront doing all of that. Chris is going to talk about the Pulse. I just want to say your voice matters, and especially in these times, we need to know what you're thinking, what you're doing, and how we can do this even better. It is tough times. We are managing both the daily crisis, but also running our future. Some working from home, all of us, some are having new tasks. It becomes even more important for us as a leadership to understand how we're operating and what we can do even better, because it's important to have the support and the drive from all of you V-teamers out there. By that, I hand it back to you, Jeremy.
Thank you, Hans, and hope your son had a good birthday out there yesterday with the family and however you connected remotely. And also of note, you mentioned the NFL draft. Donovan Peoples-Jones, who we had on with us last week, he and his mom Roz, he went in the 6th round to the Cleveland Browns. So congrats to DPJ. Can't wait to see what he does there in the NFL in this coming season. And more with our first-round draft picks later in the show as well. So I want to switch gears over to Christy. Christy, good afternoon. How are you, and what's new in your world?
Thanks, Jeremy. Great to be here. Shout out to all the V-teamers. Happy to be back. Got a big week ahead of us. So first, I want to talk about the fact that we've got the My Edge series. That is a video series that we've launched the first half of this year. And today we dropped the 4th episode. And so hopefully V-teamers will get out there. These are videos that encapsulate the principles of our Verizon 2.0 journey and living examples and stories of our V-teamers and how they've advanced and done cool things in those areas. So the My Edge series, episode 4 is now out there. And then in addition, we did something cool that we wanted to do to really just capture the learnings while we're in the moment. So we've got a podcast series, the first episode of which is coming out today as well, that's really starting to capture all of the learnings that are happening during COVID. So we have a series of both experts from outside the company, as well as leaders inside the company and managers that are on the front lines of these innovations and changes the way we've responded to COVID, and how those reflect the way we're evolving to live and bring the leadership edge principles to life. So excited to report that out, and that's all available on the Learning Portal 2.0 for our V-teamers to find, and you hopefully got a trigger with an e-card today on that. And then as Hans heard, you received the Pulse survey, and we want to hear from all of you. It's open today, tomorrow, and Wednesday, and we'll be back on Friday to share the results. Back to you, Jeremy.
Good, Christy, thanks for that. And Christy, thanks for you and Joe Russo sitting down for that first conversation that we're sharing, or the conversation that we're sharing there via the podcast series. I do appreciate that. Now, before we get into questions, which a reminder, you can send those to live@verizon.com. I want to share this story about Fred Ackerly, who is a 21-year veteran of Verizon, a network technician out of New Jersey. He loves helping others. So when the opportunity came to him to be able to give back to his local volunteer squad of EMTs, he could not pass that up because he felt a higher calling to go back to give to his community. Take a look at his story.
My name is Fred Ackerly. I'm a network technician of 21 years. Volunteering has always been a big part of me. And I said, what would be better than joining First Aid Squad if I could do it? And then once I joined, my goal was to become an EMT, which I achieved last year.
As part of our response to the COVID-19 pandemic, we're offering our medically trained and certified employees a fully paid leave of absence to go out on the front lines and assist in the communities that are hardest hit by this pandemic. We really wanted to show the community that we were there for them and that we believed in what they were doing.
As soon as I saw the opportunity for the leave, I was on it. I knew my squad is hurting. We're shorthanded, right? Especially right now. I couldn't get the application in fast enough.
For the next 8 weeks, I'll be an EMT. I'm a little nervous, being more on the forefront of the virus, but I'm excited, I'm enthused, and I look forward to being able to serve my community and to be there for them. Okay, here I go. My first shift as a full-time EMT.
People like Fred don't come along very often, so when you find someone like him, you're very grateful to have him. He's basically going to be scheduled for duty on not only nights, but on, daytime coverage and weekend coverage. He said, if they allow me to do this, he said, I'm going to be right on the front lines with everybody.
As EMT, I'm responsible for direct patient care. So the great thing about this leave program is it's less stress, because instead of me having to focus on 2 jobs, now I only have to focus on 1.
Okay, you just finished the first 11-hour shift. Call volume was moderate, wasn't too bad, and now I'm tired. Time to head home and get some rest.
This opportunity has me speechless. So many people are getting laid off, so many people are going on unemployment, and here my company's paying me to be a full-time EMT for my volunteer organization. Words can't describe that. It's overwhelming.
Well, Fred, thank you so much for everything you're doing and taking that step out to serve your community, and certainly appreciate it. And to all of our volunteers out there, however they're helping their communities, thank you for that. Want to get into the questions and answers now. Hans, starting with you. Last week, obviously, 1Q earnings, we discussed all of those. To lay it out, though, for the rest of this quarter and the rest of the year, what are the top priorities? What should our teams be thinking about?
Thank you, Jeremy. So we really have the same priorities as we started the year. And that's, of course, first of all, strengthen and grow our core business. That goes for continue to extend our lead in the network, see that consumer group, business group, and media group continue to grow their business and do the transformation that we have agreed in Verizon 2.0. That's sort of the number one priority. Number two is leverage the new assets that we are deploying. That is, of course, 5G. As I said last week, we are not holding back on our 5G deployment. We've actually increased our capital expenditures for this year to see that we really come in the right place for the 5G. And as we know, 5G is for consumer group, it's for the business group, and for the Verizon Media Group. All will benefit of these new assets. So seeing that we continue to differentiate our 5G offering when it comes to home, mobile edge compute, and mobility. And I think that's our second priority. The third priority is around our financial discipline. And that is even more important these times, that we're disciplined, we're taking the right actions. There's a lot of uncertainty. We need to do scenario planning. We have always been very efficient, and we will continue to be that, because that gives us the opportunity to do execution and opportunity to actually to go into new areas and do everything we're doing today. And finally, is around infuse the purpose-driven culture in our company. And that goes from all the way from the training that Christy is going to talk about, the movement that we started last year with Forward Together. And I can see that Christy has put on the Forward Together t-shirt today. So she really is infusing the purpose. And that is so important for me. And especially in times of crisis, that we come together as V-teamers and feel that we're doing the right things. And just to see Fred here just tells me that we're doing quite a lot of those type of things that are so important. So those are the four priorities. They are the same as we started the year. I'm pushing my team, my exec team, to execute on that every day at the same time as we are taking care of this crisis. Because we need to do both, because I really want to come out stronger as a company when we emerge out of this pandemic. And then it requires that we execute on our priorities.
Got it, Hans. Thank you for that. Christy, I'd have to say the next most asked question is about getting back to the old normal or the new normal, whatever you want to call it. Local and state governments are going in different directions. What will Verizon do? When will we be back in the offices and working like we did in the olden days, if you will?
Thanks for that question, Jeremy. And I know this is on everybody's mind on the V team. I've gotten great direct questions from employees. We know it's hitting the inboxes. So let me start contextually with around the world and within the United States, governments are making decisions about how to reopen their societies based on their case rates and what's happening in their local jurisdictions. So one of the things that presents a challenge for us going forward is right now we have a very singular response to coronavirus. And we have primarily everybody in a work from home setting, with the exception of a few groups that are out in the retail stores or out on dispatch. We will now move into a phase of response where we will see countries around the world and some of the states within the United States begin to lift their stay at home and their shelter in place restrictions. And so we are hard at work with the VLC and our crisis response leaders to figure out a thoughtful way in which we at Verizon can take the right steps to balance keeping our work from home where we need to with expanding the aperture and beginning to allow some groups to return to the office. We're going to do that during the course of May. And so we are anticipating that for the next few weeks, we will stay operating as we are right now, with largely a work from home contingent of the company, which right now is in and around 115,000 people. And we will use this time to monitor as the countries proceed, as states proceed, what are all those protocols. Let me be a little more specific. We currently have some employees in China, and we have the jurisdictions in China reopening, and we're working very, very closely with those local teams to figure out the work protocols to do that. Outside of that, we're monitoring in the United States. Right now, we have 2 states where we have a strong footprint, both Texas and Florida, that have currently stated dates later this week to lift their stay-at-home provisions, but we are expecting announcements from them in the next day or so as to whether they'll continue with those plans or not. All of the other states we were monitoring pushed their dates out into the middle or late May timeframe. So the path we're on is to take all of May to do a very thoughtful, planful exercise for how would we, quote, develop return to office protocols. And we'll be communicating that as we develop them each week with the V-teamers through Up to Speed and through our COVID webpage. I think a couple of things people need to know that we're working on are, first, the physical premises that we have and all of the modifications that we'll need to be thinking about, because we'll have to have distancing in the workplace and protocols for facility access and group convening locations, food service, and all of that will be altered. We have teams of people already hard at work on that. We also have captured all the innovations that many of you have helped develop, and so the VLC members and their leadership teams are reflecting on which of those can we sustain while we go forward in this period of time. And so we are really hard at work planning that, and people should assume for the next few weeks into May, we will continue as we are. We're not planning any abrupt changes, but we are doing a lot of work now to plan for the fact that we will see societies, states, governments, countries around the world begin to try to reopen the economy and the society, and we need to be ready for that. And as you heard Hans say, we want to come out stronger. So with all the rigor we've planned where we are today, we will plan that and keep the V-teamers right at the front line of that with us.
Christy, thanks for that. And Hans, my next follow-up is about that kind of the overall readiness as we've looked back over the last 6 to 8 weeks as how we've done as a business. How do you see the business ready to sustain that type of activity for the weeks and months to come, depending on what happens locally and globally?
I think that we have shown a very good resilience, how we can work in this environment, even though it's tough and very different from many of us. I usually describe for people asking me how we're running the company right now. We're running them in 3 different gears. One is what Christy and Joe is doing, which is the emergency response and crisis management. 2 is the business as usual and planning, etc. And 3 is sort of new opportunities. What will happen when the crisis is over, even though we don't know when it is. Initially, I think we as a company, the first couple of weeks, spend the majority of all the time on the first phase and some on the second phase, the business as usual. Today, I would say that how we are now operating as a company is, of course, having Christy and Joe working with their crisis management. That's a piece of it. We spend far much more time on the business as usual. And then, as Christy also alluded to, we spend much more time on thinking what will happen next, preparing. And the VLC, for example, convened for 4 hours today and talked about new opportunities, but also talked about what Christy talked about. How do we reopen offices? What will be the questions? What we need to think about the day we're going to do that? So I can at least see on the team around me that they are assimilating this, and I see a good resilience. But it comes back to communication again. I mean, we as leaders need to take care of the people around us, because it is very different. I mean, I'm sitting here home working. I'm not meeting anyone. I've done it for 7 weeks now, I guess. Or we start the 7th week this week. So it is different. So we as leaders need to take the responsibility. And if we do that, we will be resilient in this model, regardless how long this model will continue. And I think that's the message to the leaders, to all the employees. Communicate in these times.
Got it. Hans, do you think some of the digital operations and things that we've seen come out of this through the retail channel, all transactions are being done digitally with folks in the store? You see that continuing even after we're said and done?
Yeah, I got that question quite often when I'm in media. Do you think everything will go back to normal? I think no. I think we're going to see a new normal in behavior in our society, a new normal how we operate as a company, a new normal with new products. some of the barriers we saw in our society, for example, for healthcare, where at least if you were born in the Western world, you always had to go to a hospital. I think that sort of model will be changed. I mean, telemedicine will be obvious because now you see it's working. I think that much more remote learning will happen because you see so many of these societal change will happen. And that means for us, all the great innovation we have done, how we deliver, how we do in the stores, they will be maintained because they are more efficient and actually better for our customers.
Good, Hans, thank you for that. Christy, that brings me to this next question that's come in. A lot of us talked about new ways to figure out to do work. That includes your training team and how we go through learning and development. We saw, and you mentioned it this morning, the next installments of Leadership Edge Radio and new episodes of My Edge. How does that reinforce our culture that we have, and why is that so important today?
I think in this crisis, the thing we've learned is that we've all grown skills that we weren't sure we had or could. So that's a really exciting component of it. I also think that we challenged a lot of orthodoxies of how we thought work had to get done, and teams really pushed themselves and found innovative ways to continue to serve their customers or sustain the network or support product development and deployment to businesses in ways that we've managed to do virtually. And we continue to learn more and more about how to do that. We've also pivoted thousands of people into new roles or alternative work assignments, and we use virtual training platforms as a way to give people the skills and the training that they needed. And so I think that that's been a really exciting part of this situation. And we see the degree platform and all the learning pathways there for folks, and we're seeing people learn at scale, and we're able to actually deliver the training in faster time and reach more people because we're not limited by how many people we can physically get in a various spaces or getting people to travel and be together. And so I think this will really cause us, when we come out the other end of this, to really think about all the ways in which we can keep doing that and working virtually. I also think we were challenging at the front end of this as we embarked on our Verizon 2.0 journey and the ways we wanted to grow and the talent we were going to need around the world. We were really challenging ourselves to say, how comfortable were we with distributed teams? How comfortable were we that there could be pockets of excellence around the country and around the world, not all resident in Basking Ridge? And I think this now 7 weeks of operating like this would say, actually, we could do that pretty well. And so I think it's going to open a whole new realm of possibilities for ways of working and how we bring expertise together and how we find ways for employees to collaborate that I'm pretty excited about, and I think will allow us to drive greater customer engagement, product development, and ways that we can continue to win in the market that we may not have known before.
Good. Christy, thanks so much. Christy and Hans will be back with us throughout the week, as I said, with different updates, especially another reminder, do the pulse survey as soon as it hits your mailbox or your text inbox there. I know I've started mine earlier. Hans, want to go to you for your final thoughts on the day, please.
We're doing...
there you go. You're unmuted.
Yeah. Yes, thank you. That was the first blip I've done on my live cast. I forgot to unmute. Thank you. So coming back to all of you, this is the 7th week we're doing the live the up to speed live, and I think that this has been a very important piece of work that has been done, and the feedback we've gotten has been just enormous. So I want to thank everybody for attending it and asking questions. But it also have been a show off. Some of the employees have shown up fantastically of doing all this. So you might remember we had something called the Purpose Coin. It looks like this, and they were sending around in the organization. And this is for people that actually stand up for a purpose and do a fantastic job every day. And I want to pass over my Purpose Coin to Jeremy because he has done such a fantastic work on this up to speed over these weeks. And he stands for everything we do in this company when building networks that create the future. And so, Jeremy, I end by giving you my Purpose Coin. It will come in the mail someday. We'll do it virtually today because you stand for everything we thought about when we created this Purpose Coin. Thank you, Jeremy.
Oh, thank you so much, Hans. I'll take that virtually through the camera there. A little no TV magic. That was a surprise. Thank you so much for that, and appreciate being able to represent the 130-some thousand employees that we have around the world and the work that they do day in and day out to keep our customers connected. So thank you for allowing me to do that, and I appreciate that so much. So, wow, really blew up the rest of my rundown there now. So I got to get back on track and focus. But thank you so much for that. So, two pieces of thank you I want to leave folks with today. Chris, if you want to go and take the first slide. This comes from Siobhan Cooney-Dixon, who is a member of the staff at the Hospital for Special Surgery in the city. She thanks us for the generosity in donating daily meals for the staff there. She says many of the staff have had their lives completely turned upside down, and having a meal when they get to work makes a world of difference for them and for her. She's also a FiOS customer and truly appreciates having reliable internet access so that she can continue doing work when she gets home, as she's on call, as you can imagine, around the clock. She's there in the photo. Now, what's interesting, her mother, Geraldine, an engineer here for us at Verizon for over 30 years, tells her how proud she is to work as part of the Verizon team and all the great work that we do. She goes on to say, I know your generosity in helping us fight COVID only increases her pride. Thank you, Siobhan, and thank you, Geraldine. Do appreciate that. Now, the next slide, can't go without highlighting some of the work our folks do. This was a thank you note that was sent to Hans, writing to praise the work of your company's technical support agent, Gretchen. You can see Gretchen there, who's a customer service advocate out of the Atlanta area. John and his wife are having some iPhone issues, but Gretchen dove right in, walked him through a number of steps to try to get the phone back on the air, and she succeeded. Throughout the process, she was pleasant and positive. John goes on to acknowledge all of the work that was done to move our employees to work from home in those roles, and he congratulates Verizon for implementing it in this time of a national emergency. John, thank you so much for sharing that, Gretchen. I appreciate everything that you are doing. And as we wrap up today, we mentioned the NFL draft earlier, and this is a live show. Earlier, got a note that obviously we had Donovan Peoples-Jones go on the draft, but another employee out of the Verizon Connect group, James Chin's son, Jeremy, great name I might add, went to the Carolina Panthers. They're out of Temple Terrace down in Florida. Great pickup for the safety there, going to the Panthers. Keep pounding, folks. You know I'm a big Panthers fan, so couldn't resist that. But, you know, the opportunity presented itself where we helped connect some of these first-round draft picks. You've just been selected first round in the NFL draft. You worked your whole life for this. Who are you going to call? Well, we caught some of those moments on camera. Have a look. Have a great day. We'll be back with you again tomorrow.
Hi, Papa. Just wanted to call you guys and tell you guys thank you.
We're so proud of you.
Congrats. It's going to be a good squad.
It's going to look good, ain't it?
Congrats, my boy.
I appreciate you,
That's big time, man. That's big time, bro.
The best is yet to come, and like I always say, you got an entry ticket into a marathon, you know?
Miami Dolphins!
Not a bad place to be.
Hey, man, I'm happy I'm in that warm weather.
You was cheesing, boy.
Cheesing. I'm going to be cheesing all night.
A new chapter in our lives right here.
We'll see you there.
We love you.
Okay, love you guys.